It's not going to waste any time. Final preseason game for the Washington Wizards. They fall to the Raptors tonight. The Raptors run past the Wizards 134-98 in final preseason match. Not going to make too much of something. And sometimes sports are simple, right? This one, Washington's coming off the big win over New York. The Raptors, we know death taxes and whatever's going on over there. With that group of players they have a type. And defensively, they were going to come out and get after it. Clearly, the antennas were up after the night Poole had against the Knicks, and they decided very early on that he was not going to have that type of night. You did see Washington get off to a quick start. They pushed the lead up to as many as 9 early on. And then from then on, Toronto, the game was played on their terms the rest of the way. They took some of the air away from Washington on the offensive end. They did a great job hitting the glass. And then what they did is they ran. Just after Washington makes, they ran. And they did that consistently throughout the night, and Washington truly had an issue with it. Another thing they did, we know the type of players they have on their team. You got Siakam, you got Barnes, OG, and Anunoby. I thought the things that all three of them did a good job was applying pressure to Washington, especially in the paint. They were getting downhill, and because of the crowds that were drawn when they were getting downhill, when they weren't scoring, made the drive and kick situation that much better for them. Then Washington didn't do a good job of taking care of the ball in the first half at all. A team like that, they get out in transition. That's all she wrote from that point on. Then in the second half, Washington trying to get back in the game. Thought the Raptors came out strong. They got out. They got out. I think it was an 8-2 run. They started the second half, and that was it. Again, Poole was really searching for a shot. Didn't really find it again. We'll see. I think you only had Kuz on the floor for the first 2 games when Poole wasn't as aggressive. Then, it was a game 3 against the Knicks, so Poole be more aggressive. Kuz wasn't there tonight. Kuz also wasn't there. And, they just struggled a little bit. And that's something he and Kuz are going to have to deal with on those nights that they're not both on the floor in terms of just making better decisions when teams are clearly going to try to get the ball out your hands. So for Washington, it is what it is. They definitely lost. Definitely a night where they didn't check too many boxes. But look, it's the end of the preseason. Got some days. Wednesday's opening night, and that's what it all matters. But in terms of things I kind of took away from it, and obviously look forward to what you guys have to say as well. Just hit the chat. I know someone got Area 11 here already, so I'm going to get to your comments in just a little bit. Just the boards, man. We saw we've been talking about it both, Cardell, Ray, and myself been talking about how important it is for this group to rebound together. And we've seen examples of that. We've seen great examples of that actually in the preseason where against the Hornets, they struggled on the glass. The Hornets got a nice resounding win, right? They take on the Knicks. They battle the Knicks even on the glass. Just going even went a long way for them. And then they rout the Knicks. Tonight, they got housed on the glass. It was 60-42. And I think 60 of the rebounds for Toronto, 14 were on the offensive boards. And Washington just couldn't afford it. Care how good your defense might be. And we know they're not a great defensive team. They would like to work to being one of, if they're middle of the pack this year, that's kind of a positive thing for them. But that said, for them to be middle of the pack, they got to end possessions with the ball. There's far too many possessions where they do play solid defense. And then it all goes away because you didn't secure the rebound. And Toronto made a living off it tonight. With the type of size these guys have, there was times where you saw Scotty Barnes tipping the ball, gas fighting with Pirtle. Here comes Scotty Barnes because he wasn't boxed out. Here's OG because he wasn't boxed out. Here's Pascal because, that's where Pascal usually is. They did a great job just crashing the glass and creating second chance opportunities for themselves. And, Washington truly did pay for it. And that margin on a nightly basis for Washington once the show starts next week, bad or be even, be within 5. You can't have these games when you get housed by 18 on the glass, housed by 20 on the glass. You can't afford it, honestly. Like, just being perfectly honest, you just cannot afford it at all. And tonight you had the turnovers. You had a Taj Jones who barely turns the rock over, had 3 turnovers tonight. It's not normal. But again, credit to the Raptors too. They did a great job applying pressure to the Wizards tonight. But again, it's not the end of the world or anything like that. You guys know where I'm at. Uh, it's preseason, man. Not gonna go get too high or too low about preseason. We did see Denny Avdia have a good night tonight, which was good to see. He led the Wizards with 18 points and 7 rebounds. Thought he did a good job, just not hesitating when he got 3-point opportunities, right? The times that the ball did get swung to him, he knocked them down. That's all you can ask for. He had a couple moments where it was a little too much at times, but there was just as many moments where he did a good job getting the rebound and pushing in transition. And if somebody didn't stop the ball, took the rest away himself. Had a nice drive against Scotty Barnes there, but just defensively, Washington wasn't really sharp tonight. And again, this team can afford that. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be a top 5 defensive team or even a top 10 defensive team. But you just can't have nights like tonight. Like, you just literally cannot afford it at all. And then even some of the decision making, getting the pool a little bit, some of the shots, you can tell he's trying to force it. And he's going to have to figure that out too. That's part of it, both him and Kuz. When you go from being, one of the guys around the guy to being the guy in a situation of being the guy, you move higher up the scouting report. It's going to look a little different. Again, there was no way in hell Toronto was going to come out here and let you find any type of comfort after what you had 29 and a half against the Knicks, finished with 41 because you were comfortable. So Toronto did a good job of just taking them out the game as best they could. As always, player of the game. For me, it was just Scotty Barnes before he got hurt. I hope, the injury's not too bad for him. I think he sprained his right foot. But he was phenomenal this game for the Raptors, showing his versatility, guarding so many positions tonight. He was one of the few guys that really kind of bothered Tyus Jones a little bit because of his size and length. He also did a good job on the glass, and he got it going from deep as well. Like, him and Denny both shot the ball well from deep tonight. And you know what that does for both of them, honestly. If they're hitting the 3 ball, it opens up. It allows them to do the things they both want to do, which is, get downhill and make plays. And Scotty did a great job of that tonight. X factor for tonight, for me, was just OG. Thought he had I'm sorry, not OG, it was Siakam. Thought he had a real just patient night. Didn't really force the issue too much at all. 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and a block. I thought Bilal did a great job on him at times. And then, you saw Siakam kind of just switch gears and how to attack the youngster. He stopped putting the ball down in front of him, and started scoring with his back to the basket a little bit, trying to use his strength a little bit more while he can. But yeah, I thought he did a good job just not forcing while other people had it going. But for Washington, look, man, regular season's coming soon. Looking forward to see what it looks like then. But again, some of the things they can't afford. We know the boxes they have to check every night that are honestly just non-negotiables. And that's the effort on the defensive end. And just that rebounding margin cannot get out of reach. It just can't. Everything else, I think it's stuff they can live with or things they'll be okay at. But those are the non-negotiables. Just can't have those. I'm going to get to the comments in just a second. Say welcome to the pool party, I guess. Yeah, man, look, you saw both sides of it, right? One night a team let them get comfortable. Then it was too late. And tonight a team refused to let them get comfortable. That was not an option. So I will say Denny been working on a jumper. If he can put it all together more this season, we may have something. For sure, it was a good step in the right direction, right? We saw it so many times, last year where you saw him thinking a little bit before he would do something. Again, it's only one game tonight, but it felt like he was just playing instead of thinking. Just kind of just being present, which is the big thing with him. Big J52 was going on. He said, I'm so chill now. No more Brad nonsense timeline. I'm good now watching these guys in West develop for sure. It's definitely totally different, right? You're not stuck in that. Uh, you're just not stuck in the middle, right? Um, this is a little bit different where you're technically kind of in the middle, but you're in the middle and building towards something. You don't have one of those top guys, right? Um, you got two young guys. You're hopefully you're hoping that those two can grow into being those caliber guys to lead this group, and you're going from there. But yeah, I like where they're at. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Now that everything's officially about to get going. Um, but yeah, that's just thing. I'm gonna. You guys know I always end up harping on a couple things every season. I think we all do. Um, and yeah, defense is gonna be defense and rebounding. Again, just defensive rebounding go hands in hand, right? They just got to end possessions with the ball. Just it's gonna kill them because they don't have great size in their front court. You're gonna need your threes, your twos, your ones to come down and help. We even saw there was a couple times a night. It wasn't even Gaff. I think it was Scala one time came over to help alter a shot. Nobody slides down or boxes man out. Easy second chance opportunity for Toronto. And that's, those are backbreakers. The better quality teams you play, the quicker, that breaks. And the last thing you want to do is get a high octane offense, multiple opportunities to score. But I feel like we learned a little bit about this group so far, and we'll learn more through the first month of the season, man. They're going to hit the ground running. Just go through the schedule for this month at least. Season opener next Wednesday on the road in Indiana. Come home to host the Grizzlies. Season opener on Saturday. Then Monday the 30th up to Boston. And then you got the Hawks on November 1st. In Miami, November 3rd. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun first full week, honestly. All right, Area 11T. I think tonight's the reason why they talk about Bilal playing in the G League offensively. I mean, the thing with him, like even offensively, like I honestly don't care what he does offensively this year. Like anything that happens on that end is a bonus. They need him defensively though. Like he's gonna need some minutes defensively because there's nobody else on the wing that's that defends the way he does. Honestly, like literally, if you get I look forward to getting a chance. I want to get a chance to go back and just watch the job he did on Pascal early on. Just bothering those folks, and the fact that he's able to bother him this young, this early, that's the makings of a very good defender. Lord knows this group needs that, especially on the wing. So, yeah, offensively, I'm not really too bothered by it, man. Just come in and defend. Come in and defend. And the thing I like the most about Bilal is he offensively, the kid doesn't force it. So long as he's like, I think you don't have to worry about that part of it. Where it's like, even if he has a rough night, or a rough sequence or something where he gets got on the defensive end, he doesn't seem like he's the type of guy that's going to come in and be like, I need get back. No, I think he's going to continue to be the steady kid he's been so far. But yeah, offensively, again, just for me, I could care less about him, man. It seems like he's only going to take shots that are wide open. He'll move the ball if he doesn't have it. But yeah, defensively, I'm eager to see how long it takes before he gets heavy rotation minutes because of what he does on that end of the floor. Because even early on, like some of the flashes are just special. Very, very, very special. But if you guys have any more comments, just let me know before we get out of here. And again, we'll see you guys Wednesday. Just a reminder, you guys come through, watch the games with us, the playback room, and then head over here. Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, I would assume you get Kuz back. I wouldn't be shocked if it's at least the start, start the season. I would not be shocked if it's Tyus, Poole, Kuz, Denny, Gaff. I wouldn't be shocked if that's the group. And then you just see where it goes from there. I do expect the youngster to be in a rotation because of what he brings to the table defensively, though. I think he will be a part of that second unit. Don't know how much early on, but you can't keep what he. I don't think they can afford to keep that off the floor too much defensively. But yeah, for the starting thing, I think it'll be a while unless there's injuries. But I'm not saying it can't happen. No idea what Coach West has in mind, but I just want to be shocked. They kind of try to bring him along slowly, but surely, and then I think he'll earn it in no time, solely because of that end of the floor. Like just solely because of that. Again, you have more than enough firepower here on the offensive end. You don't have enough of what he brings to the table on that end of the floor. Not nearly enough of it. Again, you want the effort from everybody, but the things he does on defense, he does effortlessly. So interested in. I'm looking forward to seeing how he grows this year and how his role grows as well. But yeah, I think he'll be fine, man. That's one of the people I'm probably the least worried about on this team. I think it's clear what he brings to the table, and anything on the other end is just it's just bonus at this point, right? But appreciate y'all for tuning in real quick after the final preseason game. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Again, feel free come watch the games with us on playback. And then we'll head over here for Wizards Outlook as always for each and every game of the regular season. That's the goal this year. So if you need the playback link, just follow us on social media, specifically on Twitter to get the playback link. It's really that easy. And what I'll do here is when we set up Outlook, I'm going to start putting the link in here early so you guys can see it. I know sometimes you guys come in here earlier so you guys can see it and just get the link out of there. But again, y'all have a great night and we'll see y'all next week.